Europa FM, pe aceeași frecvență cu tine.
First of all, welcome to Romania.
Thank you very much.
It's your third time in Romania?
No, I've been 2-3 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you feel about this country and about the people from Romania?
Well, I mean, I think that a very beautiful country, a lot of nature. People are living in the air is good. It's not too crowded. I think it's a very beautiful European country, and I think perhaps there's when I come here, it makes me, it reminds me that it's possible to be overdeveloped.
Before asking you something about yoga, please help me to understand what is yoga actually.
Well, yoga is a word that has as much meaning as the word religion. Just as there are many religions, and there are big religions, many people follow, and there are many thousands of smaller religions. So like this, there are hundreds of thousands of forms of yoga. So when you ask what is yoga, then a better question is how many kinds of yoga there are? That's
so how many kinds of yoga?
You know? And yes. Yoga is a word that can be used to mean simply any kind of spiritual practice in a very general sense. No? Nowadays in the West, in the 20th century on into this century, yoga has come to mean, in a very simple way, a kind of physical exercise associated perhaps with breathing and relaxation and health and good food. It has had, this is for most people, no? For a few other, yoga means a kind of way of meditating. Meditating at one level simply means relaxing the mind. For some people, it means recalling, remembering God. If you go to a church and you pray, this is, if you are Indian, they would say that's a kind of yoga. No, because yoga means union. So for some kinds of yoga, they are ways of being in harmony and union with God. So that means it involves everything that relates to being in union with God and cultivating that, being pure, being moral, caring for other people, not only yourself, everything that we normally understand by that religious and spiritually minded people do and believe in.
You were in Romania at a yoga camp. What is happening over there?
What is happening over there? Over the years, yoga, just physical yoga for relaxation, exercise, and good health. More people are developing into understanding yoga as a kind of ways of meditation and ways of developing inner peace and ways of growing spiritually. So I felt the people that came to the yoga camp, that they had that's what they came there for, not just for the air and health and good food, healthy food, but they also came, perhaps in a way, I don't know if you like this example, perhaps in the way some of these people go to church. Why people go to church, no? And the same kind of reasons people sit and they come to practice yoga. No. How much yoga is a religion and how much is not, that's a matter you can discuss. But and people are different. Everybody is different. Some people find it, some people don't believe in any religion at all, no? Other people believe in this kind or other kind of religion. I think everybody wants to be happy. And if you have a tranquil mind and you feel that you are growing, if you lead a pure and virtuous life, then you're more likely to be happy than if your mind is agitated and you lead an immoral life and you are disturbed yourself and disturb other people.
In Romania, we had some strange characters that used to do yoga, and they said that that's what yoga means.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard about this kind of persons.
Yes.
Do you have some strange habits that you need to do in yoga, or strange kind of foods?
Yes, no. I think I understand who you're referring to. I think I'd like to make it very clear. The tradition to which I belong, and I lived in India for 30, 40 years. I took initiation from a teacher. It's like taking baptism if you're a Christian. So whether I'm a good member or not of that, I can't say. But to that tradition I belong, and I learned from people there. My teacher is Kashmiri. So, and I've studied this all my life to the best of my ability. I think it's very sad that in the name of Kashmiri Shaivism, to which the Doctrine of Vibration is an important part, and which the name of my book is called Doctrine of Vibration, that in the name of Kashmiri Shaivism, people are teaching a kind of yoga which is not good, which is not spiritually sound, and I think is misleading very terribly sometimes. No, and it's very sad because Kashmiri Shaivism 30, 40 years ago, nobody knew existed. Very, very few people knew existed. No, and with other forms of yoga, it is becoming very popular. Millions of people know, at least have heard the name. No, from in the Western world, and a larger number, millions also in India, it's growing there. So I think it's very essential. It's very sad that this name is given to practices and beliefs that are misguiding people, and that, frankly, we would say are immoral.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'm talking about tantric sex. This is a form of tantra. And Tantra is notorious for having tantric sex. So let's be clear what we're talking about. No?
Okay, I'm not referring only to that.
Tantric sex exists, but it is very mysterious and subtle, extremely personal and deeply spiritual. It's the difference between raping a woman and loving a woman. And the responsibilities and all the rest that come with love. So spiritual sexuality you even have in the Bible, in the Song of Songs. And that's certainly not teaching anything that is immoral, but is actually trying to elevate our understanding of love and of commitment, and of the spirituality of love and commitment, and of the relationship between man and woman to a higher level, to a more spiritual level than people have. And that, so this is, we should remember that even this religion, this path comes from a different country, comes from a different culture. Basic moral principles, basic conditions for spiritual growth and development, basic religious principles are the same.
Okay, let's refer to your book, please. It's in your latest book published in Romania. What does the title mean exactly?
Yes. Well, the Doctrine of Vibration is the name of there is a school of Kashmiri Shaivism that developed in the 9th century that teaches that there is only one reality, and this reality is God, that those people call Shiva. Everything is God in different forms. It's a way of saying that there is a presence of God in everything. No? And if you are pure and your mind and intentions are disciplined and directed towards, in a spiritual way, to remembering God, to living for on those basic spiritual principles, then a person, by God's grace, experiences more and more in his life the existence of God, who God is, what God is. And he becomes more and more part of daily life and of the things that are around us everywhere, not just that he lives in heaven or some transcendental world. So the doctrine of vibration means that God pours out of himself. He's like an ocean which is full to overflowing with goodness and abundance. No? And out of his infinite abundance, he pours out into the world, and he makes a universe that shines within his infinite being, no? And that exists because of his grace and his love, no? Just as we, all of us that are part of his universe, no? And that this world he creates every moment, and every moment he brings it back into his own infinite being. So this is like a kind of vibration, a kind of pulsation. So spiritual-minded people who pay attention to God and who want to develop and grow in their experience of God, feel more and more how everything comes from God, how God does everything that is good. No? And so the doctrine of vibration teaches us that this world, every moment, is like God's breath. It comes from him and everything returns to him. No? So this book, it's written from, basically this is what this is teaching.
You are using also music to teach people, or to send your knowledge to the people that you are entering in contact. How does the music helps other to understand what you are doing?
For me, the music was from my childhood, as also his interest in this. I think that we are two parts of us. Some part of us thinks and reasons, and another part of us feels and has emotions, and just senses. No? So that part of us which feels and has emotion, you might say, is the artistic side of a person. No? And the part which is a thinking part of the person is that part of the person that is more thoughtful, learns about the world and about himself and other people. No? And in some religious traditions, in all religious traditions, music and art has a place. You see here the churches here I found in monasteries, very beautiful, and some reciting of Bible and all these prayers. This helps to elevate our thoughts to God. No? So music and art, traditionally for centuries, has come out from people's spiritual aspirations, from their sense of the supernatural, from their feeling for God. It has created great art. My music is nothing special. And I think it comes from that same kind of feeling. I hope simply to share with others a moment of tranquility and a recollection of things beautiful, and like that refreshes the mind, strengthens the mind. You can use that to develop yourself spiritually, and so I've always the two things have always gone together with me, thinking and feeling.
In your life until now, what is the most important thing you learned and you feel the need to share with others?
Well, of course, life is not very long. I'm now 67 almost, and I feel as I did when I was 20. It's astonishingly fast how everything passes, you know? And it makes a really great difference how we value things. And unfortunately, it's our human nature to be greedy, to be selfish, to get quickly angry, to be agitated, to forget that life is passes. And life may last 100 years, but then after that there is the whole of eternity. So it would be a wise person who understands that, uses his life to prepare for eternity. And even if I've not managed that so well, I hope to say one or two good things and share with my friends some good intentions, and that this is a benefit to others and to myself.
Thank you very much.
Europa FM, pe aceeași frecvență cu tine.